Hello everybody, this is Mike Ray with Practical Metal. Just wanted to talk a little bit about the project that we're going to be looking at today. This is a project where I am going to be redoing a portion of my flooring in my shop. Built this shop back in '07. Did not do the flooring at that time, so I'm having to go back and do the flooring now. So having to move a lot of equipment around in order to get this done. So this is definitely something that all you guys setting up new shops definitely want to do your floor now, because once you put the equipment down on the floor, you know, it's pretty much, it makes it a very difficult challenge to get the flooring done. The product that I chose to use is Epoxy-Seal. It's a product by Krete, and it's a concrete and garage floor paint that is rated to be able to handle the traffic that I'm going to be doing in this shop. And it's seemed to be a little bit more in line with the type of application that I wanted to do. I looked at the multi-part epoxies, and yeah, they're great products. I just did not want to have to deal with the pot life issues. So this product goes down very well. You follow through, and I'll cover it in really good detail in the video, all the different steps that you go through to prep the floor and get it ready. Now obviously my floor being used for quite a few years, it took quite a bit of cleaning to get it prepared, but that I'll cover that as well, because you know, preparation in any of these products, even the multi-part epoxies, is very important. You want to make sure that that flooring is ready, as clean as possible, etched as good as possible, and then follow the instructions that the manufacturer gives you very closely. Adhere to the cure times and the other steps that are required for putting down the material. One of the things I found is that a lot of times the coverage will say 250 to 500 square feet. So you know, what I find is that it is on the lower end for where I'm at, and with the application that I've got and the conditions of my flooring. Again, results may vary depending on your flooring. The area that we're covering is actually 300 square feet. It's a 20 by 15 foot area, 19 by 14, somewhere in that range. It's between 285 or 285 and 300 square feet roughly. It's about 1/6 of the total area of my shop, and you know, I think to myself that I've got to do this 5 more times. It's definitely going to be a project. So I'm going to do another section right behind this one, because I'm trying to make a finished working area to place my Sibley drill press. So once I get it placed, I don't have to move it around again. So the process that we went through with the Krete products, we went through before we even started, actually, we swept the floor several times. We did a flood scrub with a scrub brush, just clear water. We did that twice. Then we did the clean and etch process, where we etched it down with the etching. And then we flushed it one more time and scrubbed it to make sure that we neutralized all the acid and got the acid up. I don't know if that could be causing, some folks had some issues with this stuff going powder on them. I don't know if it was a floor prep issue, or maybe they didn't get the acid up, I don't know. But we then went down with the Epoxy-Seal concrete and garage floor paint, and we did one light coat of that, and then we followed that up with a second coat. Because I used the white base and did not have the gray color, there's still a little bit of residual where I can see the concrete through the white paint. It's a typical white paint type issue. But that's okay. I put down the paint flakes on top of that and cleared it. Like I said, 90% of my floor, 80% of my floor will be covered with equipment anyway. The whole project is really to protect the floor from solvents and other, you know, whatever gets spilled on the floor. I've been very satisfied so far, as you'll see in the videos, with the process. Everything's working good. And the final thing that goes down, once you put the flooring down, once you put the paint flakes on and you put down the final coat of paint and put the paint flakes down, you got to wait 72 hours allow that to cure, and then put down the clear coat on top of that. So that process will finish up the application, and once that cures out, we'll be able to put equipment back into space, and then we'll shift around and we'll do the front portion of the shop on where the office area is going to be and where the Sibley drill press is going to be. So we'll get on with that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, Mike Ray with Practical Metal, practicalmetal.com. That'll get you straight to the YouTube channel as well. Please like the video. If you like what you're seeing online, please subscribe. We got a lot more of this stuff to come, and thank you very much. Welcome back, everybody. This is Mike Ray here with Practical Metal. Wanted to take a minute or two to review the flooring coating solution that we're going to be using in the shop here. We're using the Seal Krete brand flooring solution. The solution consists of the clean and etch concrete 2-in-1 cleaner and primer. Then you have the lockdown concrete bonding primer, which goes down next. Then you have the concrete and garage floor paint, and I've got black, white, and gray flakes to go into that paint surface. And then the last coat that goes in is the clear seal concrete protective sealer. Now this is obviously the seal coat that goes on the top of the paint to help protect the surface. This would also be the sealer that you could use on bare concrete. So if you didn't have the need to paint your whole floor, you would be able to just use the clean and etch 2-in-1 concrete cleaner and etcher, and then move straight over to the clear seal concrete protective sealer. This is a gloss finish. This can actually be applied with a pump sprayer. Don't know if I'm going to go that route or not, but if you had a large setup and a lot of square footage to cover, then you would put the sealer on it. You could put it on with a pump sprayer. This says it covers 150 to 500 square feet, and if you're putting this on bare concrete, I would be more inclined to say that you're only going to get the 150 square feet out of each gallon. So if you take a 10 by 15 foot area, you're going to use a gallon of this. So when you start doing your project, if you're going to use the Seal Krete, get enough of this stuff so that when you get through, you don't run short. So if you need a couple extra cans, get it in the gallon size. You might get the 5-gallon size if you've got a big shop, but get a couple extra cans, have those on hand so that when you get through with your project, you don't run short that day, because inevitably it's going to be a day when you need to get it done, and having that 1 or 2 extra cans will be enough to help you finish the project. And as long as they're unopened, you can take them back. This solution came from Lowe's, and the price was reasonable, and I felt like for the work in the area that we're going to be using it in, that it was a more economical, and really just from a difficulty standpoint, more of the type of solution that I wanted to put down in my shop than trying to work with the 2-part material. All right, guys, welcome back. We've got some clearing done here in the back of my shop. We've actually decided to do the area where I'm going to be putting some of the milling equipment. And so what we've done is we've gotten in here, we've gotten the floor opened up. I've not done any cleaning yet on the floor. So I've swept it up a couple times, but it's going to need a few more pass before I consider it clean enough to even start doing the wash down. So we're going to work on that some more. I got to scrub around the lathe, and then I got to move this toolbox out that we've got here, and then I'm actually going to tape off the legs of this table. This table is pretty much where it's going to be for the shop, and the lathe is where I'm going to leave it as well. So if I decide in the future to come back and do some more, then I can always touch that stuff up later. But we're going to continue on working on the floor. I might shoot a couple little bits of video, but mostly cleaning at this point, and then we'll do the etching as well. So this floor, I've done a pretty good job in most places keeping the floor clean of any type of oil spills. I got a couple little areas, and I'm really going to be glad to get this flooring down so that I can finish setting up my machine shop area. All right, guys, that's it for now. Let's get at it, and I'll get to cleaning. I wanted to throw in a little note here. This floor has been swept a couple times, but it's been a few weeks since I swept it, and also I've moved a few things around. If you look right here, you can see this circle. This is where I've brought everything in this area, and I'm going to slowly pull it in, and then I'll be able to get everything. There we go. This ring here. Basically, as I bring everything in, I'm sweeping it one more time, then I'll clean this dust up. The next step, as far as the instructions go, is to start with the etch and wash. What I'm going to do, though, first is I'm going to do a clean water scrub to get the rest of this dust up off the floor, because this is the kind of thing that causes you issues with your paint or primer or anything like that sticking like it, adhering and absorbing like it's supposed to. I've seen a couple of reviews for this product, and they were not having too much success with it, but it could be related to some of this type of dust still remaining. Even though the floor looks clean, it's really not. So when you think you've got it all swept up, sweep it again, and then for me, I'm going to add the step of doing just a clear water scrub to liquefy all this, and then take a shop vac and dry it all up before I actually even do the etch. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out. I'm going to keep carrying on and keep etching, keep washing and sweeping and working toward getting this floor down and get this equipment back in here. Okay, so now I've got the water out and I've started scrubbing. I've got my tools of choice here. I've got just a regular 8-inch scrub brush that I'm scrubbing with the liquid water. And then I've also got a large squeegee that I'm using to move the water around with. So that allows me to move the water around and clean with it. And then I'll scrub it up with the shop vac. So you can see the water is pretty much turning black, even though I've swept this floor several times. So there's still quite a bit of dirt here. So I'm going to keep working on it, and then I'll shop vac this up. We'll come back and get you some more footage in a minute. All right, so we've got the first round done of just a clear water scrub down. As you can see, it looks a lot better already. Got some blowers on it right now, just drying it up. Still got to work around the edges a little bit with all the years that accumulation that's in here. It's been really a lot of stuff on the edges where it's been swept and pushed against the wall, stuff like that. So, but I think I'm gonna go over it one more time with a clear water scrub before I actually do the etch. This floor has never been sealed before. It was not polished smooth, so it's always had a rough, light finish on it. So it's, definitely you can see where it's taking up the water, it's soaking it in. So I'm going to do an etch on top of this to open up those pores, and then we'll keep going. I've been working now probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours at this point, you know, just sweeping and doing this first flush. So it does take some time to get your prep, but you know, they always say clean, clean, clean. So I figured 3 times through ought to be good to get it about where I want it. So I'm going to clear flush it twice, and then I'm going to do the etch wash on it the 3rd time, and that should get me to where we're ready to let that dry. So here we are after the 2nd flood clear wash and scrub. 2nd time went a lot faster. We're drying pretty good right now, and so the next step for me today is going to be to do the acid etch / cleaning. So that's going to be my 3rd and final prep step before we start doing the primer coat. I can see the floor starting to show a chalky, clean appearance. Still got some damp areas, as you can see here, maybe on the camera. So we're going to keep working on this and keep cleaning. I think the next step should open up the pores now, and any areas that might have gotten too smooth or pretty smooth when they troweled it off, the etch should be able to open that up now. So let's move on to that step, and then when we get through that, we'll take another video so you can see where we are. All right, so what I want to do now is I want to show you guys kind of a little bit of how the etching compound works. This is a part where you definitely want to make sure that you've got on your safety goggles, and they recommend you wear gloves as well, so that you don't get this acid on your in your eyes. So I'm going to put some on the ground here, and let's see if we can see. Should be able to see a little bit of smoke coming off of that, maybe. So you can see it work, and then you just work it in. Now I'm running a fairly weak solution here because this floor's never had a sealer or anything on it. But you can see there, when you put it on there, it foams up pretty good. And I just scrub it in. And again, this is my 3rd pass cleaning, basically. And then after this, I have to scrub it down with clear water until I get it all cleaned up. I'm slowly working my way around so that I don't paint myself in a corner. So now I'm trying to rinse the acid off, flooding the floor. You can still see, even with the 4th time through, that I'm still getting stuff up off the floor. We'll just keep cleaning till we get it like we want it. So we'll just keep cleaning. We've got the floor flooded, neutralizing the acid, and we'll just keep on cleaning and cleaning this up, and this should be detailed enough so we can put the primer on. The floor has now been cleaned a total of 4 times. The 3rd time is when we applied the etching material. Now this has all been done on a Saturday. The floor looks really good. We've got to now let this dry and be completely dry before we put any primer down on this floor. I will actually do this tomorrow. The total area that we've been working on today is 12 feet wide and 18 feet long. It's half the length of my shop and roughly a third of the width. And this is the area in the back of my shop. Once it's finished, it'll be where I set up my machine shop. So we're going to let this dry for 12 hours, 24 hours. make sure the concrete's good and dry. Then we'll come back and we'll start putting on the primer coat. All right, so let's hold it there, and then when we come back, we'll start doing the primer. I want to give a shout out to Adam Booth, latest t-shirt campaign, Shop Life t-shirt with Do You Even Indicate Bro on the back, little model here for you. This is a nice, well-made t-shirt. Again, Adam, thank you for all you do on your videos. We learn a lot watching you, and I hope that my content will be as quality as yours, and enjoy supporting your channel. Thanks, man.